Hello. Oops, so it's this one and this one. Let me know if you can hear me in the YouTube. It's a little behind. Hello. Okay. Oops, so it's this one and this one. Let me know if you can hear me in the YouTube. So I'm a little behind. Hello. I'm gonna now mute the YouTube, so I can't hear the repetition of myself in Zoom. So I'll go back to the Zoom. Thank you for letting me know, Carla. Loud and clear. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my Zoom screen and and use that. Oh, it's so funny. But how do I then see I'll minimize it. So I'll have to minimize that so I can then see the chat. Perfect. So I can now see the chat. I can check the Zoom, any participants in the Zoom, and oh, where's that? It's not showing that button. It's widen it. There you go. Okay. So you can hear me on YouTube and see me on YouTube, I guess. So hi and welcome to the Zoom tube. So you can either watch or join the Zoom to join, or you can just watch on YouTube, and you can send questions or speak through, I guess, through Zoom, or you can use the chat box to write questions in. If you do join Zoom, it's best to have your camera off, and then if you want to speak, you can maybe then, if you choose to, you don't have to, you can, if you choose to be live on YouTube, you can then unmute your camera, show your camera, and unmute to ask or speak through Zoom. We'll see how it all works, if it even works, but let's just try. So yes, I put a title in the chat, in the YouTube. I have to get used to this as well, the different screens and whatnot, but receptivity to non-duality, that's the title. Okay. This one. Okay. Oh no, can I shorten the screen? Yeah. Should I post the Zoom link into the, yeah, let me do that as well. Where do I find the Zoom link? Here. Just going to put it into the chat box as well, in case you'd like to go on to Zoom. That's just the link. Will that do it? It might do. Let's see. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. So yeah, receptivity to non-duality. I've got a parcel due as well today, so I'm just it might have to go and answer the door. So receptivity to non-duality. Why did I choose that title? I can feel it, but I can't say it. But I know it's beautiful. I feel the beauty of it, the love of it. I'm just shutting my eyes so as to block out all the visual stimuli and to then allow that to bubble into language, into words. So I propose that non-duality is, or we could call it wholeness, is the desire or the longing or the wanting of all humans. You're free to argue that and say, no, you're wrong and this and that, but this is what I'm proposing and putting forward, that non-duality, looking for home, or however you want to put that, it is the true desire and longing of humans. Beyond what it thinks it wants. It might say, oh, no, I want to have a house, I want to have a car, I want to have this, I want to have that. Beyond, and they could be true, but beyond those things, those fleeting sensory, physical things, I propose that the deeper, truer longing is to be at home, is to be simply at home. And so when non-duality is appearing for some people, when they hear it, either through a book, through a talk, through a lecture, whatever, then there's something that's sparked, there's something that resonates with what's being spoken about. Like the imagery is coming, when you're in a crowd of people and you hear your name whispered or called, you can like, what's that? It's something that you hear it and it's like, oh, there's something that is drawn to it. It's powerful drawing to it. It's resonating with it. That is so deeply beyond what you think, what the mind reporting about things. So there's a deeper resonance, a deeper relating or response. That call and response. Like it's like, yeah, like it's oh, it's so beautiful. Like what you are is calling. It's calling, not as like calling over here. It's calling, and it's in you. It's in here. It's here. It's the experience. It's like hearing it, it's hearing it. It's resonating so deeply with it. It's here, it's here, it's here. And it's like, that's what you feel when you resonate with non-duality. You feel this, something's being woken up or stirred. Or being, like the spotlight's being put on it. So it's open and vulnerable, naked and exposed. It's because normally the attention is on, and the focus and energy is on thoughts and time, and then something else is like being spotlighted or highlighted, and it's like this freedom, this vast, limitless, boundless freedom. And at the same time, this vast, boundless love and wholeness. So this empty fullness, emptiness and this fullness. And then there are some humans that might hear that, and that there won't be that resonance. There won't be that calling or that feeling on hearing non-duality. But for some humans, there is that resonance, there is that readiness, or what I've called receptivity, if that's the right word. I don't know. It sounded right. Like receptive, like there's a readiness to resonating, to hear that. So beautiful. So although there may be that receptivity, that readiness and that resonance with non-duality, what's being spoken, there may be parts or aspects or of that human that isn't receptive to it, that isn't ready to hear it. And this, we might call awakening, the beginning to awaken, the process of awakening, where there is this resonance with non-duality, and yet at the same time there is still this, what should we call it? There's still this human, this structure, this identity that, or the character that isn't able to release its grip or lose that control. And this is where I feel the idea of this process, seemingly in time, this gradual undoing, unreleasing, seeing through, integrating of this human experience. So the human, it's not about the human becoming enlightened or the character becoming enlightened or free. But the human will be affected by being separate. So lots of dynamics, lots of conditioning around being separate. And so there seems to be a process of understanding that and undoing that, or like an undoing that happens around that. This undoing, this sense of just undoing the sense of trauma and pain and experiences of being human, that the sense of self is embedded within. And so there's a seeming process, a seeming undoing of the human experience. And that's done through various things. So maybe going to having therapy, counseling can help to look at your experiences and help to give some kind of resolution and healing to those things. It could be about traumas, experiences. Maybe you've been conditioned in a certain way in your family, and understanding that, becoming more assertive, having boundaries, learning who you are as a human, and learning how to mature in that and grow in your ability to be a grown adult. So boundaries, learning how to speak up for yourself, knowing what your needs are, what you do and don't like, these types of things. So that can be done through counseling, therapy, reading, working with somebody who's more has been through that, if you know what I mean. I've lost the train of what I was saying now, while I was saying all that. What was I saying? Yeah, that was it. How there may be parts of the human that haven't done those things, and so it's therefore they may not be as receptive. And this is obviously me speaking from the experience here. So, totally sharing the experience here and the story here. and the feeling here. Because that's the only possibility, really, is to share the experience. Yeah, share the experience. And that doesn't mean that that's like what's being spoken here. It isn't necessarily the way it is. It's just a sharing of that experience. And that may be of use to other humans who may be hearing this. It may not be, but it may very well be a useful thing to hear. And it feels very healthy to express that here. Yeah. So you're welcome to argue that and say, no, that's not necessary or anything, but that's the experience here. I think many other speakers share a similar experience as well. Doesn't mean it's correct either, but it's just reassuring to hear other speakers say similar things. But even if not, even if everyone is like, no, there is just this receptivity and resonance and that's it, then that's okay as well. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, like it's just this sharing and this expressing of this experience. So yeah, non-duality. So yeah, there is this resonance and receptivity to it, and that is beautiful. That is what non-duality is, this resonance of something that is so innate, like there can't be what is happening without it. This can't be appearing without it. No matter what is appearing, that appearance can't appear without it. And that's the miraculousness of what's being spoken about. In the human world, we're talking about like what's appearing and how it's good or bad or this or that, and judging it, and which is fair enough. That's part of being a human. But in non-duality, we're looking at something that is free of any of that. It's free as in, not free as in any, I mean free as in it doesn't matter. It's not about whether it's good or bad or viewed this way or viewed that way, or what quality of the appearance is, what preference of the appearance is. It's something beyond that. It's something that is innately free, innately whole, undivided, loving. It's what is wanted so deeply, this peace, this rest, this fulfillment, this wholeness. This wholeness, this freedom, this beauty of this, what is. And if the human part if the human part isn't receptive because it's all tied up in its own conditioning, trauma, problems, issues, then this can still be heard because it's beyond all of that. It can still be resonated with and heard, but because of all that stuff that's still going on, then the likelihood is that that stuff's still going to be there. Let's say after the shift, there's still going to be this stuff that's there. And while there will be freedom and expansiveness, that stuff's still there. That's what happened here. I feel like because the human had all this stuff still there that hadn't been resolved, hadn't been acknowledged or realized, or hadn't been dealt with, that then yes, it's freedom and it's beautiful and it's miraculous and it's like, what the F? And it definitely does change everything. But in terms of human functioning, like these things need to still be addressed. Otherwise, they will still be seeking, trying to I don't know, like, yeah, these unresolved human issues. And as I said, it can be freedom in that, but it feels like a natural thing to move to, a natural thing to like if you imagine a virus, or not a virus, but some kind of virus where it wants to spread, it wants to go to every corner, it wants to spread out and affect everything. Like, that's kind of like, in a way, what non-duality wants to spread out and affect everything. Like, it's freedom, it's love, it's freedom and love. And that's what this is, freedom and love. Freedom and love. I've just sorted out this, well, I've done this corner of the kitchen, cleared it out, changed. It feels so nice to have, it feels so nice to be able to like get my home in an ordered fashion. It can sound quite a small thing, but it's not. Like, it's such a big thing to get some order in my house. It feels like a major thing to achieve, and yeah, it feels really good. I feel like, as much as I love non-duality, I love it beyond love it, but like I feel like I was living quite unhealthily. I was so invested in it. I was living unhealthily. Like, my human life was unhealthy, and so to be able to start to get these things addressed is it's very lovely and very lovely. Very lovely. Very lovely. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, let's get to interaction. If anyone's around, interact. No one's on Zoom. Wobbly table. I'll check on YouTube. Yes and yes. Thanks, Carla, for letting me know about the audio. Just here to listen and learn. Congratulations. Oh, on the kitchen. I've just started it really, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, it does feel really lovely to have the settee here. The piano is now here. Yeah, feels very nice. There's no questions. You play the piano? No, I wouldn't say I play the piano. I am on and off with it really, so I can't say I play the piano, but I would like to play it a bit more. I tinker with it, but I haven't for a while. I couldn't actually reach it physically. It was like under things, and it was kind of like, yeah, being used as a table rather than the piano. So I've brought it in here, and I'm going to wipe it off, and yeah, tinker again. So there's nothing on Skype either, so just sit for a little while and see if any questions come in. Oh, it's so beautiful. I also should I mention this on the internet? I don't know. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just thinking if it's like going to be detrimental to me in the future, but I don't think it will be. It's quite a healthy thing. So no. Just thinking about my children, how they're wanting to come back to home education and leave school, and I want to get more organised here before they do, but I'm happy for them to come home again and do home education. But also it's like I feel like to enable them to also like align and be receptive to what their interests are, and to support them in their aligning with their truth and their interests and their preferences. It's really beautiful, like as I align with my own interests and preferences and way of living, to then have that to pour out and infect, you know, supporting them to have their interests and follow that, and to just feels really natural extension is to support others, like my children, in also doing that. So yeah, it feels really beautiful. Do you have any advice for newbies on the path to freedom? Any suggestions are appreciated. Yeah. So the first thing that comes up is to, obviously it's already happened, but to just to reiterate, to follow however you're new to the subject. So if you've like heard a speaker or something and you feel yes you feel, to really like hold on to that, to really follow that feeling of yes, that resonance, to really follow that, and to let that inform you, really. So when thoughts come saying, oh, am I doing the right things, is the right teacher, that feeling is still saying yes, then I would say follow that. So your teachers might change along the way, or the book might change, but just follow that feeling, that love, that resonance. So follow that. I would say that first and foremost is important. And just to be really truthful, like really ask yourself, like, what are you wanting out of this? What are you imagining out of this? Just to have that truthfulness. And then 3 would be to see if you could do other things as well as that. So, you know, other things that may help. So maybe you need to also see a counsellor about things, or you need to do different techniques and therapies to help to do that, as well as listening to teacher or whatever you're doing. Yeah, I said those 3 things I would say I would recommend. The love and peace is what I'm seeking. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's lovely that you can already put that into language. I wasn't very clear on what I was looking for, really. I had the vague idea, but it wasn't very clear what it actually was. So yeah, to have that clarity on what it is you're wanting out of this love and peace. And even when you like say that, you can resonate with it. What is being looked for is here. It's here. And just as a extra thing, I just felt like even though you may think you know what you're longing for and seeking for, like be open to that not being true. Like the mind might report it wants this, but be open to that not being true. Be open to there being other things you're looking for, maybe not consciously, but that there may be other things that are driving the seeking. The seeking wants something else. And you may report, oh no, I want love and peace, but maybe be open to that not being true, and that there actually being other things happening as well. So ultimately that is the desires for freedom, is for wholeness. It is for that, but like what I've realized along this journey is, you know, you may have an idea of something or say something or report something, but actually as you sink deeper into this, whatever that means, but as you sink deeper into this, you begin to recognize actually there was other things going on that I was not even conscious of. So just to put that out there as well and bear that in mind. Like there's such a detachment, you know, from the mind, the body, and what's actually happening, and we tend to focus heavily on the mind, what the mind's saying and reporting, and ignore like the deeper feelings underneath, or the deeper things happening. And so again, it's about learning to I say learning, but it's just like, for me, I had to learn language and learn more about these things. But yeah, I think that just happens maybe as well, like it becomes more obvious that there are things going on that you didn't previously know. Looking for it in all the wrong places. I will go within and find it. Yeah. Yeah. But it feels like the within comes out. Like the within comes out as this dissolving happens. Like the in and out become very not obscure. Like you can't find that line between in and out. It's not. It dissipates. It's unfindable. This line between in and out. So it's very confusing for the mind. It loses its power. It loses its seeming control over things, and then the division between in and out becomes impossible to find. But yeah, that's just the beauty of this seeming journey to nowhere, or to here. Like it's yeah, it's impossible to imagine and accurately describe as well. And every human will report something different. It's not. I think there are like let's say universal similarities to this we can all agree upon, but it may also be very unique as well. And yeah. And it's just attempting to describe something that's indescribable. But you know, we speak and we try to put things into language to express and communicate, but just remembering that is what it is, and it's not truth. It's not another idea to be holding on to. Like nothing can be held on to. Mm. And this is the fundamental message. This is what's being pointed to, that this can't be held on to, that this is it. This is it. That you can't grab hold of it. You can't grab hold of it and put it into a book or put it into a talk, or you can't grab hold of it. You can't find it, you can't lose it. It is, it's this, it's wholeness. It's not divided. It's not in pieces, in parts. It's whole. Undivisible, indivisible, or unseparated. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, maybe we leave it there. Thank you for joining and for taking part in the Zoom tube session. Yeah, she'll see you on. No, I can't do Thursday. I think I might do a video or something in between now and next Tuesday. But yeah, have a great week and lots of love. See you next time. Bye.